Amy, what is our fifth main topic today?
Some dude on the internet says, greetings from Saskatoon.
Ah, my old stomping grounds in Saskatoon.
Now that Matt Shakman is directing Fantastic Four, looks like they're going to start writing and casting soon. Just read that Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer have been hired to write while everyone else looks for the actors themselves. Never heard of these writers before, so I'm not sure what to think. Penny for your thoughts on this bit of news. Thanks. And keep bringing on the filthy, y'all. Or brining on the filthy?
Brining on the
Brine on the filthy, baby.
Yeah,
All right.
Salt it.
Some dude on the internet, thank you so much for sending that in. Now, look, if you're one of those people who are hearing the names and going, who? Like from Guardians, you're not alone. I've never heard of either of these guys. And I went on to IMDb and to go down and run down their credits, expecting to find, I didn't realize they did that I didn't know. I think they wrote like 3 things since 2006, and I've never heard of any of them. Just because I haven't heard of any of them doesn't mean you haven't, but I'm just saying for me, I looked up and said, okay, never heard of any of them. So I think it's fair to say that these guys are relative unknowns in the business. These are the types of guys that Kevin Feige seems to know how to find and, in a very Aladdin way, a diamond in the rough and make something kind of cool out of them. Does that concern me that you're approaching a venerable IP like Fantastic Four with, let's call them what they are. They're kind of fresh. They haven't done a lot. They're pretty inexperienced and they're doing that well. Here's the catch. They're not just penning this Fantastic Four. They're penning the Fantastic Four path moving forward, and they're already developing Fantastic Four 2 and 3 and maybe more. This comes to us from the folks over at, I believe this was the Hollywood Reporter who wrote, with Matt Shakman, of course, who was the director on WandaVision, with Matt Shakman boarding as director, Marvel Studios has now found its writers to deliver the new Fantastic Four pick. Sources tell Deadline, that Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer are on board to write the script for the film. Insiders add that the writing duo have actually been involved with the Fantastic Four for some time already, even before Shakman was tapped as director. And here's the interesting part, have been outlining where the next series of films will fit into the Marvel Cinematic Universe alongside Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige. So there's a couple of really interesting points in here. Number one, the one that we're all focusing on is Fantastic Four has its writers. Great. But number one, they've been on this for a while, before Shakman was ever announced. So they were probably still writing this when John Watts was probably still the director. So now whether that means a couple of months or whether that means they've been writing for 6 months and now we're just finding out that they're the ones doing it, who knows? I'm sure somebody will discover what the answer to that is at some point. But the most interesting thing to me on this is not only has Feige tapped these 2 relative unknowns and relatively inexperienced dudes, he's working with them developing the series of films. They're already writing the outlines for Fantastic Four 2, 3, maybe 4. So what is that one going to be called? FFF? But they're already developing the series and the franchise and how it fits into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And apparently Kevin Feige is so into these guys, he's working right alongside of them on this. Anyway, Rob, you heard about this, you see about this. I don't know if you were familiar with these 2 writers. What do you think about them being the writers, the shepherds, if you will, of Fantastic Four, and the fact that they're outlining multiple films in it?
Well, yeah, I mean, first when I heard this news, I was like, I think when I was looking at your notes, I'm like, what do you mean? There was no script? Like, there has to be a Fantastic Four script already for the first movie. I mean, I'm sure that's done, like you said, the article says they were hired a long time ago. That's why you don't usually hire, a studio doesn't usually hire a director unless the director is like an auteur to develop the script alongside, like this has to be down the road a bit. But the fact that they're now talking about multiple movies means they've done a good job, which I like to hear. And if Kevin Feige is working alongside these guys plotting where the Fantastic Four is going to go, it's like Marcus and McFeely, who wrote, they came on board. I mean, they had written things like Chronicles of Narnia and stuff like that, but they were great writers. They stay on board. They write multiple films, and we got some very satisfying movies from that.
Yes, we did.
So I find this to be exciting news that they're plotting multiple films. So we're going to get, I think, a gratifying storyline because, dude, I want this movie to be good. I love the Fantastic Four. I've been disappointed, what, 4 times now?
Yeah.
And
if you count Corman's.
Yeah, if you count Corman's. And I really am pulling for this movie. And I think it's going to be great. Hopefully, I hope springs eternal. And if these writers are on to develop more projects, that means they love the script. And that can only be a good thing. So I'm excited.
By the way, that one point that the viewer brought up that, oh, the other people are going to be looking at, I don't buy that at all. I think they've got who they want to be. Fantastic Four already locked down.
Yeah. I do
like
too.
whether or not contracts are all officially signed and everything, that's another thing. But I think they probably already have an idea who their Fantastic Four are going to be.
Yeah, and you know, if Shakman's being signed already and there's deals that are being made. I mean, he said, I'm not going to do Star Trek. I'm going to come over and do Fantastic Four, which means it's real. They're not sitting around, well, we're going to start. I mean, Feige has said he wants the director to have input into casting. But I'm sure that it goes beyond when they're casting this.
Well, yeah, but this is a unique situation where the director, John Watts, who was attached for like 2 years.
Yeah, probably was involved in casting.
Yeah, was probably involved in casting and now stepped away. Amy, you hear about this. What do you think about, you know, we have a very major Marvel name in Fantastic Four. You're bringing now on these writers who, how long they've been on, who knows? But we now know about these writers who most of us never even heard about before. But not just that, they're plotting several of the movies and outlining these movies already. What stands out to you the most in all this?
I mean, I'm enthusiastic about it. Especially the fact that, like you said, they're bringing them on for a lot of this project. It seems to me like there is a plan here and there is talent here that they've seen. They wouldn't trust a property this big and that has, you know, this many people hoping they finally get it right to people who don't know what they're doing or aren't at least a good fit for whatever tonally they're doing with this project. And honestly, I would personally rather have newer talent that they see something in sometimes than getting, not always, sometimes you get someone who's proven it's like, yeah, that's a great fit. That makes perfect sense. But especially, I think there is a bit of a Marvel vibe that we're falling into. And I hear people talking about like, oh, this isn't working in Marvel, that isn't working in Marvel. And I think bringing in new blood and bringing in people where it's kind of, okay, I don't know your bag of tricks. I can't picture exactly what you're going to do with this. I don't have sort of preconceived notions about what your style is. Could make for something really special.
Now, what if they make Fantastic Four a big family comedy? Like I saw somebody in the live chat put it, but think of the Baxter Building as The Office, and they do all Fantastic Four in a mockumentary documentary style. And you know, you have Reed Richards goes, I don't know, Sue can sometimes be a little upset if you don't come in at time in the morning. I don't know, but that's probably not the direction they're going. But listen, the one thing I would say to people who get really worried about this is that don't forget, there are names you know now that you didn't know before Kevin Feige got them, right? So I'm not saying I'm thrilled by the writer announcements, but I trust Kevin Feige. Until he shows otherwise, I trust him and his judgment. He's got an eye for talent. He knows the talent that'll work well with him. And let's see how that all works out. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about the new announced writers for Fantastic Four and the fact that they are already outlining the future films in the franchise? Do you feel good about that? Does it make you nervous? Do you have all the confidence in the world of Kevin Feige? Are you losing some of it? Whatever you guys feel, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Hey guys, we want to thank the sponsor of today's episode, Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month. And now for the plot twist. I'm just kidding, there isn't one. Seriously, Mint Mobile just has premium wireless service from $15 a month. There's no trapping you into a 2-year contract or opening the bill to find these crazy fees. There's no luring you in with free subscriptions to streaming services that you'll forget to cancel and be charged full price for. I used to dread opening my phone bill every month because every time I was opening it, it was like playing roulette. I never knew what the actual price was going to be, and it always seemed to get higher. But not with Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or a family, and at Mint, families start at 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And if you're worried about the complication of switching things over, don't. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your phone number along with all your existing contacts. So guys, get premium wireless from just $15 a month and no unexpected plot twists at mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Seriously, you'll make your wallet very happy at mintmobile.com/Campea.